Boop. Oh. Is a boop not enough?
Hey?
Is a boop
No,
not
we need
enough?
a clap, man. Welcome back to the Five Coffees podcast with me, Frank Sanderton, who has had 5 coffees again today because I think it makes me talk really fast. Where I have invented a new kind of coffee and have had 5 coffees today. Well, 4 so far. This is number 5.
You're just going to rush through all of the topics again.
No, man.
And I'm Sophie, the noob.
This is my new kind of coffee. This is not actually because I've run out of cream, but I've made a new coffee where you put in my frother thing, you put half cream, half blue milk. Because if you put full cream, it doesn't work. It doesn't mix it properly. But half cream, half milk, and it's delicious.
Is that not going to be knacking the machine up long term?
Nah, because it's just like it's one of them like it's got a little spring in that spins round, and there's a motor that does a magnety thing, I think. So there's nothing really that the cream's touching that could get broken. So yeah, I call it the Cream Dream Supreme.
Right.
In fact, it's double cream, so I call it the Double Cream Double Team. But in all seriousness, though, welcome back to the Noob and the Noob.
Why are you the noob? Oh, it's because I did a better tattoo than you.
Yeah. Yeah. So me and Sophie have both tattooed. What's he called? Leon the Professional.
Leon the Professional, yeah.
So I should have got a photo of him. It's a bit weird being like, "Excuse me, mate, can I just?"
He did really look like him, though.
He did really look like him.
Very weird person.
He had like a tash, but one of those like this might be like bad. That was slagging this guy off. I'm not slagging him off. I told him.
I thought, like, isn't Leon the Professional like an assassin or something?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I think this man might be an assassin.
This is a compliment.
So he's got one of them faces where, like, if he didn't have a tash, you'd be like, "That guy's missing a tash."
Yeah,
like
definitely.
It's like his lip has shrunk back to compensate for having a tash on. Yeah, and he had like a little flat cap on, didn't he? And it's a flat cap on it, not a beret. A black flat cap.
Yeah.
Round glasses.
Black glasses as well.
Yeah, round black glasses.
Like Ozzy Osbourne ones.
Yes. And we tattooed some stuff on his hand, and mine was worse than Sophie's. What do you think happened there? Why do you think that happened?
I don't know.
This is purely a cope and an excuse. I'm going to say that mine was closer to the knuckles and therefore was harder.
I was just about to say, like, was it because it was a different area of the hand? Or did you just hate it?
Honestly, I've always struggled tattooing hands for some reason.
Yeah.
And I used a 5, I used a 7, I think, for it. And I think I should have used like a 5 or a 3 like you did. What did you use?
A 5 or a 3, I can't remember. I think lining it in a 3 and then colouring it in with a 5.
Yeah. I think that was my problem. It's like very hard like to see the like old people skin as well. But it's just I don't know. I was going to say it's lack of practice on hands, but like how many hands have you done? Like 1,
2, I think.
2. Well, so what we're going to talk about today then, Master?
I was actually going to say about his hands because they were very like vascular and the veins were sticking out.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it not going to explode with blood? But the needles don't go in that. They don't do it. I thought, like, this is going to have blood going everywhere and squirting out.
But even if they did go that deep, they're not really, like, making, like, a big enough hole for that to happen.
Right.
Really. Like, blood comes out, obviously, but it's not really big enough to, like, make blood come out of a vein.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is how it happens, right? But I got told, the first studio I worked in, that, say, piercing needles, he reckons they take, like, a chunk of skin out. And I don't believe him.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah, I think maybe at a certain size they might, but I don't think like the small ones are doing that. Who knows? Maybe they are taking a little tiny skinny sausage of skin out.
Tiny, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, hey, piercers or anyone who knows about this, let us know down in the comments. I can't say that in English.
The comments.
The comments, but down in the comments below. But tattoo needles aren't. There's no like there's no hollow in the middle of them.
Yeah. The piercing needles are hollow, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they're like cut off. Mm-hmm. They're like a circle. Like I can't.
It's basically like a tube that's cut at a like really sharp angle kind of thing. Probably by lasers, but I don't know.
You can get piercing needles that are like really thick, though, can't you? To like automatically, you don't have to stretch your ears. You just
you can get like punches, yeah, but I don't think they're as good. I think it's better when you stretch because it leaves the skin.
Yeah.
There. Move that round there, because when you're talking with sideways, it's harder to edit. Yeah, yeah, but I think what's happened on mine, honestly, I feel like I'm just shit at tattooing hands. Don't get your hands tattooed by me, by the way. I don't enjoy it. So there's a start. And they're just hard.
It is
some
really
people,
hard.
Like Dean used to be mint at tattooing hands, though. Like he's doing like these black and grey portraits on there that were just like
Really?
perfect. It's like I honestly couldn't do the same thing. I've tried so many times, and it's like don't know what they're doing differently.
Do you think you're just getting unlucky with people's hands? Because their hands vary quite a lot.
I don't. Probably not. It'll be something I'm doing, honestly, I think. I wonder if, like, because I've had a conversation on Facebook this morning about slowing down and making sure your stretch is right. So it's probably that. And I'm just, like, I'm definitely noticing.
It's hard to stretch on the hands, though.
I might be just tattooing the hand as if I was tattooing an arm. And it's like there's a
Right.
different technique for the hand. Like, maybe you've got to be slower or... You've got to... Okay, so my advice that I put on this thing this morning, someone was like, I've been tattooing for 10 years, this is me work. And it was not, like, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What advice do you have? And, you know, it's on that tattoo talk group. So, obviously, half the people are like, quit, mate.
Really?
Yeah, some people are like, you should be better than this by this long. Then other people are like, I don't think he's doing it part-time. They're like, there's no part-time version of this job. And it's like, I don't know about that. Like, I think you can get good at anything, even if you're not full-time.
Yeah, for sure.
10 years is a long time, though. And he's saying 10 years, and it's like, what does he mean by that? It might have been like, you know.
Off for 2.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, I said it's stretch and slow down.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a little bit of a debate on there. Some people like...
What
didn't like it. Oh, because then I put a
Why?
different status on separately saying like the best tattoo advice technology or some shit like that. I'll find it. Oh, get in. I didn't even save my own thing. That's good, isn't it? I said like the here's some advice basically. The best tattooing advice possible or something. It was like slow down, stretch more, slow down. Observe what you're doing and make sure that the marks that you're leaving are what you intended to leave. Mm-hmm. If not, adjust the stretch / movements.
Speed. Yeah.
Slow down. And then people were like, you know, some people were like, love. Some people were like, this.
Did some people say that, like, oh, you'll rip the skin up?
Some people were like, F that, dip it and rip it. So we had a bit of a back and forth about that. And then I said, shit, I just realised that dip it and rip it technique rhymes, so by that logic it must be right, like just like bread makes you dead. And he said, classic Reddit line, you must be fun at parties.
It's like, I am actually.
I thought, I'm the best at parties, actually, mate. I actually said, oh no, not the classic Reddit line. This, I'm like, what will you ever do next? Not a TLDR. Please don't do these classic lines, they're my weakness. Someone said, slow down is the best advice I've been given and continues to be. Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh shit, you're right, lol. Lol. You're right, lol.
Do you think she actually says lol in real life?
Yeah, probably. Someone said, you're correct. You are, by the way. About the stretch, but the rest is very relative to the situation. What if the client is 70 years old? Machine is running at 13 volts, which is a bit high. And you're using a 3-liner. Also telling someone to question their because I said like, please sir, what if I go slower, it'll cost more. And I was just like, charge less. Please sir, if I can't go slow because my boss says I can't. And it's like, to explain to them how it will benefit them if you do and make it work better. Please sir,
Yeah.
what if bills and stuff like blah, blah. He says also telling someone to question their mentor and telling them to leave if they don't agree with you is beyond ignorant and massively disrespectful. You can't Google experience, but you dare correct on the stretch. And I think he says, are correct. But because he said you're correct at the beginning, I wrote, my correct, ? Oh, I'm a prick. Right, okay.
What, so he's saying never question your mentor?
Yeah, basically. Or it's very disrespectful for me to suggest that someone thinks to ask that. I'm not really saying your mentor, though, but at the same time, I think you should have a discourse between each other. You should be able to talk to each other. Mm-hmm. I'm mostly meaning, though, there's a lot of people, especially in America, seem to work in shops where the bosses are like, you need to do like 100 tattoos a day. And if you don't, you get like, you know what I mean? You get whinged at or some shit. Yeah. And it's like, look, mate, I'm going to do this one good. Do you want us to do them good or not? Basically what I'm saying. You should be able to say that to the person. And if they don't understand, then it's like, what do? Just be like, okay, sorry, mentor. And then hate your life. And then do shit work. And then, you know what I mean, get bad reputation or whatever. Or I think you should be like, I'll leave if you don't let me do what I need to do.
Yeah.
And if they're just like, no, I'm the boss, it's like, okay, mate, I'm going to go to someone who respects this instead. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful, bro. Just because you tell your apprentice to go get fast, mate. And then someone also said, but what if it's an apprentice and they're like taking 2 hours on a name or something like that? I'm like, well, I know this is the internet and therefore you have to be clear about everything you say. But I think it's probably obvious, right, to regular people that apprentices are different things entirely. But yeah, so that happened. So we had a little bit of a talk about that this morning.
The whole apprentice taking 2 hours, they probably still need to slow down.
Probably, yeah. But there's a difference between like, well, I think what it was is like the post that inspired it was that this guy's like doing work on people and has been for a while, and like it's not as good as he would like it to be, and it's like he's saying how to, and it's very common. It's like I know there's like little bits of mess left out, but if I explain all that in the post, it's like no one's going to read it, and it just doesn't matter anyway. No one cares. All we want is a whinge and a joke on that post, isn't it? Really. I saw you were going to say.
I was going to say it's kind of horrible that like people like shit on them for that.
That's just how that group goes, I think, half the time.
I should join it.
Yeah, should. Yeah, I think brutal. Also, yeah, you should. Also, though, it's a little bit like how tattoo studios have always been, though.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's kind of like you're not supposed to be really snowflakey the whole time.
Yeah.
I think it's good to like have some like talk about this. Like, if you're wrong about something, someone should be able to be like, I don't think you're right about that, and then talk about it. You might have not thought about something, so
yeah.
Even if they're just harsh in that and they're just like, you should quit. Like, it doesn't mean they definitely mean it either. And that guy saying about the rip it and stick it or dip it and rip it, he's probably joking.
Right.
And you can't put the voice across.
Yeah, the emotions lost.
And I think it's fun to just play the game. Because we ended up like saying things that were funny at the end, so it's all right. But, you know. Another thing I saw in there, though, I like this one. I don't know whose post it was, though. It's like this, right? This guy here.
Just take a better picture of yourself, man.
So I think what it is an advertisement there. There's these two lasses on it, and this is all that there was of the screenshot. Your second art has to get a matching tattoo with you. We're girls, look, we do tattoos. And he's wrote, is anyone available to chat? Then they're like, how can we help you? Just wondering if one of you are single because I'm single looking for a relationship and maybe marriage.
That's not how you approach women, like. Then
they've wrote, this is a tattoo business, sir. We have some single men available, though. He's wrote, okay, sorry, I won't bother you anymore. Looking for single women. Goodbye. And then he's blocked them.
A power move, really.
It is, really, isn't it? Because it's at the end. You can't, like, say anything else back to him. And he's like, you know... I think one of the comments was like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
I think it's unlikely to ever hit that one though.
Was that studio the one who posted those two girls? Like,
I'm not sure. I tried to look around a bit, but I couldn't.
It could be really even funny if it wasn't.
Yeah, I think it wasn't, but I can't say for sure. So I'll tell you some of our comments. Oh, welcome to the 178th subscribers. 178 subscriber special
170?
Now. Is it 100? No, it's 168.
I thought we were in like the 140s.
Oh, no. We're way over that.
Oh, wow. Coming for the 200 subscriber special.
I think it might be the 168 subscriber special, actually. I'm not going to check right now, but I think that's what we might be on. Oh, some guy told us that we should cut some of the fat out of the podcast because he's worked with podcasts before.
Does he not know you love fat?
I love fat, mate. It's the best bit. The fat's the best bit. And I think what he means is he wants us to like cut like this bit.
Oh man. What, like the jump cuts?
Yes.
Excessive jump cuts are actual hell torture for me.
They are actual hell. And also, it's fucking irritating to watch and edit, mate. So, if you want to do jump cutty podcast, fucking make your own podcast, mate, innit? He reckons he has done, so sweet. Where's that at, bro? Just be like, you should do it like this. And then post yours. And it's just, I'll be like, yeah, cool, mate, thanks. You are?
We can critique it.
We can critique your podcast if you want, mate. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to do that, by the way. And I think sometimes, like, the pauses are part of the joke, aren't they? Not always. Sometimes I'm just like, what was that word? And it's like, there's probably only Sarah Splash thinks that's funny. Because it's legit me just, like, forgetting the word.
Oh, but yeah, when you forgot walnut, wasn't it? And you had, like, edited all the walnut stuff around it.
There you go, that's fat, bro. You would have cut that out, man. It's the fucking best bit. What you on about, like? I'm not gonna enjoy doing that little jump cut section there, though.
That. You did a lot.
I did, but I'm working on that being a lot, being not a lot. Once I've like jump cutted it.
I didn't get any of that, like.
Delicious. That's actually not very nice. That one. What? You didn't get any of that? Once I've unjump cutted it, and once I've jump cutted it all, it'll be like 10 seconds or something. Okay, so no, I'll keep that one because I think you'll like it. So we've got some comments on the podcast, YouTubes, and also Instagrams, but I forget to screenshot everything. I know Tattoos liked being told that she was on our podcast and she's watched it. And they've posted it. Bura Tattoo is her studio. They've wrote, love it. I know Tattoos, leaf. Check her work on our socials, ! And then they've done it. Oh, I did screenshot the Instagram. They've posted this. We love the fact that Anno Tattoo's got on the boobs out for followers episode because she loves doing her sternum/chest pieces. Also, go check out this great podcast and get a chance to learn a lot /o at Thanks Anderton. Amazing work, Hans.
Are they Dutch?
Whatever, Pretplan.
You know how I can tell because there's a silly language on here? Pretplatty.
Pretplatnica. I think Pretplatnica are subscribers. Welcome back to the 168th Pretplatnica special. I think she's from Doberdan.
In Netherlands?
No, it's in Slovenia.
Oh.
Doberdan. I think that's how you say hello in Doberdan land. Because I learned that when I went to Slovenia. I flew into Ljubljana airport when I went to Austria a few times.
Was it good?
What? Slovenia?
Yeah.
I'd definitely live there, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, because there's just loads of fields. You could definitely have a field outside your house with a cow on and get your own milk.
And it's probably like 50p to
Hey, I know Tattoos. Can I come and live at your house, please? And I'll just look after the goats and the cows that I buy. Put on our grass.
Was she the one who with the ginkgo leaf thing? Oh, yeah. Is that when we tested out that ink and gave it away?
I think it's Slovenia. Is it Slovenia, actually? Because I might be getting mixed up with someone else. If I said the wrong place.
Well,
soz.
The language looks very Dutch.
It looks very Slovenian to me, like.
Is Bura Tattoo her studio?
Yeah. Okay.
Croatia. So we were both wrong.
Croatia. Fine. I'll not come and live there then, unless it's got fields.
Is Croatia the one that's really long?
Who's from Slovenia then? There's definitely someone else who I've been like commenting on. I
couldn't point to Slovenia on a map, like.
I could. It's next to Austria. It's like next to Austria, near Italy, kind of.
Right. Because I think Croatia is like really long on the coast next to Italy, and it's like blocking other countries from ever having a beach or something. I think.
Hey, Croatia, fucking leave
Give
some
them
beach
some
for
beaches
for the rest of us. Who was from there then? There's two lasses that I've seen that's from Slovenia. One's Dolly Inklov, who I've talked to for years and years, and met her in Italy.
Oh, Slovenia is above Croatia.
You know, so it's probably the same
place.
So
you see how Croatia just like blocks all of the beaches from
That's
being
rude,
available.
that like.
I know.
But Bosnia had loads of wars and that anyway, didn't they? So, you know, they don't really deserve beaches.
They do like a war over there, don't they?
They do, like. So, also, I saw these pictures. Some healed versions of these tiny tattoos. But I'm not convinced that's the same
I was going to say that looks fake.
one.
Because
Why? It could be, though. But I'm not convinced that it is.
I can see how that dot on the left side of the nose could maybe...
This one on the top of the nose also.
Oh.
Yeah, that left-hand side of the nose looks like it's definitely the same one. I'd say, based on that, it could be. This dot on the nose, it's very light on that one, but that could be how marks sometimes happens. If they've done like some grey there and then lightened it with the white, the grey comes back through.
Really? Right.
Mm-hmm. This feels like it goes a different shape than that bit on the top of there, but it looks like that could be grey to the left of that as well.
It looks terrible afterwards.
It definitely could be the same one, but I wouldn't like to say for sure.
It's the eyes.
The ear looks a different shape up there, but that could be just the angle of how it was taken.
Like I thought that the black around the eyes would be the most solid part of it, but it doesn't seem that like the eye on that side's completely dropped out. The pupil, it's went bong-eyed because of it.
Could be the same one, you know. What do you guys think about this? Do you think this is this? I think it might be, you know, because I can see that little bit of grade on the bottom left there.
Yeah.
That also, like this bit like there. What I was saying about that light tattoo the other day, we have no photos of. About it looks lighter than this, but it's definitely going to spread. That's like that bit there spread. Could be the same tattoo, that. This next one, though, is the same tattoo. This was getting shared around a lot when it was brand new because it's mint that you can do that on the skin.
Yeah.
But that's what it looks like in real life afterwards.
It looks like it's been branded or something.
This is spread quite a lot as well, isn't it? That like lettering above it.
Yeah. How long do you know how many months that was between?
I don't know that. Might be a couple of years. So there you go, some more proof of your tiny tattoos. Someone asked for this in the studio the other day.
Yeah.
That's a very regrettable tattoo, isn't it?
A tattoo? Do you reckon
well,
that's
they were like, oh yeah, them all. Do you count every one of them individually? Like, got 999 just in case they need to phone the police about the self being outside of a school. With them horrendous tattoos. Are they actual tattoos? Because I thought they were drawn on, but now I'm thinking they might actually be.
Cool hand tattoos, easy to draw.
Easy to draw, you know. Is it? I don't know if I'd find it easy to draw that shit. Like, this looks real. That like little, whatever that is.
They're not red.
Yeah, but they might be healed. That looks fresh and blown out around the finger. I was just like, I don't know, mate, fucking 60 quid or something.
Really?
I can't remember. I think I might have said 60 for that, actually, just assuming I'll be like, hey, Sophie.
Oh, please don't make us do that.
Can you whip your best work out, please, to make it look as accurate as this? Also, I saw finished this cover up today. I can't remember if there was something weird going on about this one. Oh, no, yeah, it's just someone posted it. And I thought that would be good for a critique. An unsolicited critique.
There's this thing that happens with tattoos where like the blue just stops and it bothers us. I don't know if that's I don't know if it's just me or like.
It's not just you, buddy.
Okay, it looks like a big sticker.
That's a thing that people have whinged about for years. I remember Juliet Preston first talking to me about that, and I've done it on tattoos before because I thought I think what it is for the image for the Instagram photo, they look probably more interesting than just it stopping on skin, but on the skin, on the body, it doesn't help at all. No. And it's a little bit more of like a realistic thing. It's not like people are doing what do you call it? Like a traditional thing and then chucking a load of blue around it. Yeah. It's normally, I think they want to because imagine that colour there at the top of the octopus's head. That's just going to be skin colour right next to that. So where's the edge without a line? I would prefer to add a line now, honestly. But where does that stop? It just goes straight to skin colour. So yeah, that blue is like a contrast to make it like.
It doesn't look finished.
Exactly. That's what I started thinking. Like on my tattoos where I've done that, it's like they might look cool right now, but it doesn't look finished forever on the person's body. But what else were you thinking about this one? If you're going to critique this, it's a cover up as well, as you can tell by the black being heavy in one side and nowhere else.
I can't really tell what's going on. like, I don't know. I don't know where my eye is pulled to in loads of different directions. I don't like the composition of it or anything. The tentacles are weird at the top.
Yeah. I'm not like that bothered about that kind of stuff because that's stuff that for the purposes of this critique, there's one main thing that I'm noticing here.
Okay.
And it's that not looking finished thing that you're on about.
Oh, right.
Because I wish I had my pen. It's like that, just stopping it at the edge, like and this is why I've screenshotted this one, right? It's because the word finished, this cover up today, is on there.
Oh, right.
So the fact he wrote finished, right? Because people will be like, it might not be finished. And he might be like, it's not finished.
Mm-hmm.
It's wrote finished on there, right? So we're going to, because of that, I'm going to assume finished, right? And now I'm going to critique it. The floor, or well, that's harsh to say that, but like, imagine if this followed like the chest round a bit.
Yeah,
more.
like you could put like a tentacle under the tit.
Or this blue, if it was coming up there, if it kept going and created some shape up at the top. And I don't know if the cover up was over here or something like that. But do you know what I mean? There would be way nicer ways to finish these edges, even if you are doing the blue like background. Like, you know, on Sophie's leg that I was doing the other day. I haven't got any photos of this, but because we've done blue as a sky background, it's like, how do you stop that? And I don't want to just brush it off like that. So we've brought some like kind of flow lines through it. So if we did add to it later, there's like some negative space through the middle. But as of right now, it being finished, it's got a crisp edge that like is something instead of just like a...
Yeah.
Because this was another thing, like as part of that... Well, on that post where I was saying about advice, people are like, what is your main things that you would say? Mm-hmm. And mostly it's like stretch. That's the main one, is not stretching enough. The second main one is going too fast. And the third one is like guessing.
Right.
It's doing that like, and I go like that. It's like, I don't know what to do with this bit, so and just hope it goes right. I've said it before. Don't just hope it goes right. If you don't know what it is, stop. I know you might not look like a pro in front of your client or whatever like that, but they want a good tattoo at the end of the day, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's not the most saturated either. And as a cover-up, you can see it's a cover-up because there's heavy black all down there.
Is the black like kind of patchy as well?
A little bit. It's like that's part of the go too fast thing.
Like, is that blue at the top even brushed off?
I think this is also 2 sessions at least, because there's some healed bits there and stuff like that. So that black may actually be solid when it's healed, and they've just touched up like little bits.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know if it's attempted to brush off. It just kind of stops in...
It just stops in...
whatever, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, at least it probably doesn't say Claire anymore, or whatever it was before. Oh, another post I saw that would be worth talking about. Someone wants to practice getting good at realistic stuff. He's doing some drawings of some things, and he's like, how do I get better at this? Where do I practice? And someone's like, get some pig ears. And then someone's like, is it against health code to have pig parts in a tattoo shop? Just curious, because if not, then I can definitely go down the street and get some. So, what's your opinion on this, if you think about it for a little bit? Think about some other points about having pig bits in the shop, because obviously you've done it.
I don't know.
What are the risks?
Cross-contamination.
Right. What stops cross-contamination?
Sanitising things. And
is it sanitising things?
Keeping cling film on the bed and...
It's preparing the area, I would say.
Right.
Like all your different preparations and your method. Like, so I think, like, if your method, and you're thinking of the bloodborne pathogens and the cross-contamination stuff, there should be no risk.
Yeah.
You should be able to tattoo someone riddled with AIDS, and it should be fine. Because some people are like, oh, I'm not doing that. And it's like, why?
If you do everything right, then there's nothing to worry about.
If you're doing everything right, then there's no risk, realistically. I know there's always a risk if you're slipping or doing something wrong. But I think if you're doing it right, there shouldn't really be a problem, I don't think.
I've definitely tattooed pig AIDS into myself, though. Like when I've been practicing.
Sweet.
I've been practicing with pig skin and just went like, on my one finger. And I'm like, oh, it's drawn blood as well. Sweet. I'm fine. So
I shouldn't have said this, should I?
Well, it's just me, though.
It's the noob. Remember, guys. Okay, you've just destroyed me point on that, like.
How?
Because I'm saying you shouldn't. There should be no risk. Well, there is a risk, obviously, if you're doing things like you.
Yeah, but it's just me.
Don't let any noobs do it,
it's
right?
just
Only
me dying
pros.
of pig AIDS. It's not the studio. The studio's clean. Also, I think it's like heinous to sanitize tattoo studios. It's like practicing on pigskins, like the right of a tattoo artist.
I also think it's like, I don't know if this is a bad thing to say. Why are you asking?
Yeah.
Why are you asking the council what they think? They don't know. They told me I needed a bin lid on me bin. This was the actual thing. They came, did a check. They were like, best studio we've seen by far. I might have added that bit, but basically, they loved that I had like the force activated taps, where you go and then the tap comes on and that. Loved a bit of that shit. But then the woman's like, where's your tattoo bin at? And I'm like, right there, buddy. And she's like, bit of a teeth dryer. I added that bit as well. You need to have a lid on that. And I'm like, why? And she's like, well, because of airborne pathogens or something like that. They may come out of the bin and get people and give them COVID-18. Because this was back in the day, before 19 was out. Mm. And I was like, how's that? Like, explain to me how that works then. And she goes, with like air blowing past might be blowing stuff out of the bin. And it's might be. I'm like, okay, so what happens when you close the bin and it goes vroom, every single time? Every single time you close the bin and you create that cloud of stuff then? Does that not do the same thing or worse? I'm like, how about this, right? And I said this to her, like basically exactly like this. I've seen loads of... Okay, no, I said, so that cloud of dust or germs coming out of there when you do that lid thing. And I'm saying, and I know, like, and she goes, okay, good point. I'm like, and I know that your next thing is going to be, what if someone drops their phone in there? Yeah, because they're definitely going to fish it out. 100%. Definitely going to just fish the phone out. They're not going to be like, oh, well, phone's clinical waste now. Just like you would with a bottle of pop or something if it goes in there. They're definitely going to fish that out. And she's like, as if she's just come up with the top trump when I pulled it out. I'm like, right, but check this out. I've never seen that happen ever, right? But I've definitely seen many people, hundreds of people, especially at conventions and things, if someone's took one of them bins to the convention, where they've lifted the lid up to put a bit of chewing gum in it, or they've opened the bag to put a bit of chewing gum in it, and it's like, that's more contamination than this potential air thing that might happen if a gust of wind just happens to come in the studio at the wrong time. Where when the bin's just open, they just throw the chewing gum straight in and it's fine. And I've seen hundreds of times. I've seen that. She's like, right, okay, good point. I'll put that to the man and see what he thinks. And it's like I said, like, look, I'll be honest with you. If you want me to get bins with lids, right, I will. So I'll pass you gay thing. I didn't say gay. So I'll pass you thing. But as soon as you're gone, I'm just gonna do it like this, right? Just to be honest with you. And I do use the same bag all day. All day. One bag per client. I'm not using the same bag the whole time. I'm using one bag per client and changing it in between. And she said, right, okay. Then when she came back, she's like, oh, he was actually fine with that. And it's because you use the, like, a new bag for each client. She goes, like, some people are, like, using the same bag all week and that. And I'm like, what?
How much
it's
stuff
like, what?
wasn't
You're
it?
using the same bag all week. What are you on about, man? Like, you're not happy for... It's like, find the council, goodbye. So, why are you asking them? Like, that's their bullshit, man. But I think it's good to stand up to this stuff, though.
Yeah.
Especially when you write. Like, because if not, the paperwork people who don't know anything about it just get carried away making more and more bits of paperwork.
I wonder how bad it can actually get before the tattoos you do like infected every time. Like how many
Well, how many cross-contaminations can you do?
Yeah.
Probably, like, if it's wrong once, you could have one bad one, couldn't you, obviously? And then it's like, you know, you touch someone who's got something that's legitimately contagious, not like germs, like bacteria, and you, like, touch that, they've got some fungus thing on them, and then you grab your ink by the top, then from then on, that's going to, like, grow inside of there, and then every time you use that colour, it's going to be done.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So it is definitely possible, like the cross-contamination thing it's real.
Yeah. But there's other times where it's like everything's minging and using the same needles and the same ink. And
no
totally
one got
fine.
AIDS or anything. Yeah. They used like the same sponge and the same bottle of bucket of water all day, and it was fine.
It's got a bit of like mould, lime scale, and like moss growing on it.
Yeah. Blood moss. It's probably like that moss is like eating all the like bacteria's out there.
It's probably like healing you when it goes in.
What else have we got here? I like saving these screenshots. I'm still going to save that one. Saw this post. I thought I took more screenshots of this. Some TikTok guy tattoos himself every day for a month.
Well, it's TikTok, so I'm already out.
Yeah.
It's evil, by the way.
He's got a...
He?
Well, I think he's claiming to be a he right now. I think he was a he. But he's got a glove on in that picture. No machine bag, of course. But in the earlier videos, he didn't have gloves on either.
I think someone commented.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But it's the kind of thing that people are like, wow, look at this. And he's just like, what should I do tomorrow, guys? And it's like, how about a padlock? And it's like, okay. And then every day there's this crap little like scribbly like padlock thing on there. And then it made me think about that, you know, when people have got 3 days in a row. It's different with someone like that. They're probably going to heal all right. But I wouldn't be surprised by about day 10 or 15, you're going to start seeing redness around like the day 9 and 8 ones, kind of thing. Because your body's like, how I heard it is it's concentrating on healing one thing. You add a second thing and it's like, what? Okay, send a team to the padlock. Then it's like, okay, send a team to the swastika, like on the next day. Excuse me.
He's definitely not going to be tattooed with a swastika on him, like.
Yeah, probably not. And then like eventually it's going to be trying to heal like 7 things at the same time or 30 things at the same time. Like
he'd probably get ill.
I don't think of them little liney tattoos that he was doing, but I think if you're doing full days, like
if you did a month, if you had
month
30,
of full days in a row, you'd definitely start getting ill. Like you'd start running out of heal juice.
Stem cells.
Yeah, why not? Okay, we've got some comments about the podcast.
Did you read that one?
What one? I did, yeah. I was that long thing. Boring. Someone, Pajesnik13, said one should make a drinking game on saying the word like. That would be proper brutal. You'd be drunk in 7 minutes or less.
Oh, accent is bad for that.
It is, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Maybe that's what the guy means. Maybe he wants me to oh, God damn it, man, I'm going to fucking notice every time now. Maybe he wants me to cut all my likes out. Bro, what the fuck, bro.
It's just another word for
Yeah, it's just another word for and yeah, soz about that. What else have we got? We've got some more comments. Oh, so Jodie Bear said, this was on I don't know, episode 10. Goths do brush your teeth. Oh, I said that on here last time, didn't I?
Yeah.
But my apprentice, a goth, confirms you never see a goth driving. And I said, yes, I've never seen that either.
Driving?
Yeah. Have you ever seen a goth driving?
No.
Weird. Have you ever seen a Chinese person driving?
I've never seen one, no. I've seen them on Live Lake, though. I've seen them crashing.
Oh, yeah, they're good at crashing, So, JJ's commented a few times. We thought he'd stopped watching, but he obviously hasn't. He's on about the different categories of tattoo names. Other fantastic ones I've heard. This is JJ. Ink Slinger. Tatty Slapper. Picture Poker. I've never heard that one. Needle Ninja. He likes a bit alliteration, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Pigment Pusher. And Coordinated Colour Crammer.
I think Tatty Slapper's my favourite out of them.
He says he puts himself somewhere between tattoo artist and tattoo artisan, and his title is Subdermal Gremlin Scribe. And I think that fits JJ perfectly.
I like that one.
Have I showed you him before or not? It's hard, like, he takes a good photo, so you look at him in real life and you're just like, oh, got a motorbike, have you? Watched Sons of Anarchy once, have you? But in real life, he's a gremlin scribe for sure.
I don't know if I'm following him, and, like...
You probably
Does he do weird
should.
videos of himself, like pulling stupid faces and that?
I don't know. That might just be his normal face. I'm not sure about that. I hate his posting stories.
What?
I hate his posting stories. I didn't really. I hate his stories, so because I think it was a bit where he's going like new post, and I'm just like, it wasn't anything to do with him. It's just everyone that did new post. It's like, look, bro, we know you've done a new post, man. I know you like love the algorithm and all that. Just leave the algorithm alone, man. So yeah, also he said, he's commenting a lot on this one, isn't he? I judged that dot work category at Big North, and me and Calla, whoever that is, were pissing ourselves. This is when Not Gary went up with the wrong category.
Oh yeah. What did he put in the dot work category?
It was like a full black and grey sleeve. Realism and
why did he put it in dot work?
Because Alan's thick.
Can you?
This is Alan's attitude. I wish you'd heard the Thanderton podcast because you'd know.
I've heard some bits of it, but not like.
So Alan went up and he's like, "Hiya, I need to like enter me mate's thing into like the one of the competitions or whatever." And the woman's like, "Okay, which category is it?" He's like, "Category," and she's like, "Is it colour? Is it black and grey? Is it dot work?" He's like, "Yeah." Like, yeah, why not? Kind of thing. And she's like, okay, so put him in that. That's why.
Fucking
Just
hell.
Alan being like, yeah, that'll do.
Did it like get when the awards were getting presented? Did they mention it or not?
No. But JJ said to Not Gary, he's like, if it was in the right category, it would have won.
Oh God!
Because there wasn't loads of like decent ones in the right category. But I could never ask Not Gary to go back and do that again. I think he was devastated about that. So I've showed you the trophy, haven't I?
I think so.
I've made a trophy, my own trophy instead.
What was it? What does it say again? Something.
It says best real winner, best. Say best dot work or something like that, because my argument was, that
it is
all
dots.
tattoos are dots, aren't they? So, that's why we needed to make a governor of dot work. And another episode, number like What to Eat Before podcast, some guy called Jacob Skinner wrote star emoji, then 7 question marks. I don't fucking know, mate.
When you see comments like that on YouTube, you're just like, what do you do? Like, why did you do that? And like, what's...
Yeah, exactly. Why? What is that about?
Like, do they just go on YouTube and write Indian shit on people's comments?
Smiley emoji, 6 exclamation points, dot.
But that's like, oh, you enjoyed it, but like sparkle emoji, 7 question marks.
Sparkle.
It's like sparkle? Sparkly?
Sparkle? Really? Okay. So this is, again, a horrendous podcast, isn't it? We just talked about like the last podcast for the whole thing. And we're 43 minutes in.
Have we?
Yeah. We haven't even like talked about, we've talked about a few things.
We've talked about loads of stuff.
It's not our best podcast though. I think the last one was our best one so far. But they can't all be winners, bro. So off, innit? Right. Oh, God. You saw it, didn't you?
I didn't read it, though.
You saw it, though?
I just saw dude call me bro.
Oh, I thought you saw the flag. Right.
I didn't.
So, this guy... Whoa there, buddy. Whoops.
Freudian slip.
I mean, guy is in, like, human, right? This
Forks.
This fork here, at Ink Masturbator.
Masturbator.
Accurate, probably. Brandy Bryan trans flag. Mm-hmm. Right. You already love this, don't you?
I always like it because it's a bit spicy.
Dude keeps calling me bro. and chuckling. So I overpriced his tattoo, and I'm going to make it hurt more than any he's ever had. Taking the top layer of skin off with the razor, wiping with alcohol, needle out and riding the tube, dry paper towel. Dude is in for a world of hurt. Excellent job of representing the trans community, by the way.
Definitely not a psychopath.
Classic. Then the comment was, I'm wiping with an alcohol-soaked rag, and he goes, is that alcohol? That shit hurts, brother. So I wiped harder. Oh, brutal.
I also noticed that they didn't let anyone else reply to the tweet.
Yeah.
Only
Classic behaviour, by the way, can we just say. But very immature and very unprofessional. Like, why does it have to be all about you today? You can take a little bit of this, or don't. It's like you can say it to the person. Excuse me, mate. Excuse me, ma'am. Would you like...
But I'm a woman.
Yeah, say that. If that's what you want, say that.
Yeah.
Don't just be a prick about it and start like... It's you know, this guy said it's insulting to say that thing. I find that insulting.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take offence because I legit would prefer to laugh about it. But that's like one of the worst things that tattooists could do. You're making it hurt for your customer on purpose just to be like...
People
just so
joke
you get
about
to feel
it
good inside.
But like, I didn't think people actually did it. Like, every time someone gets a tattoo here for a few hours, they're always like, oh, you're enjoying this, you make it hurt on purpose, and it's like a joke, but I didn't think you could actually make it hurt.
Well, they might be joking as well.
They're not joking. For sure, they're not joking.
They're not joking. Them are not joking, like. They/them/her/mom is not joking about that.
No.
Mom definitely hurt that man on purpose.
So I've got a question about what does riding the needle mean, or riding the tube or something?
Riding the tube. So there's different methods. You know, we hang the needle a little bit. I prefer to have the stretch, have the needle a little bit longer through when you're lining, especially, so you can see the needle. So you're looking at where the needle's hitting the skin,
right,
to go in. A different method would be to have the needle come out exactly the right amount and ride the tube. So the tube's touching the skin. So my tube would be like a little bit off the skin so I can see the needle most times. Mm-hmm. But, you know, sometimes I've told you, like, if the ink's not flowing quite right on their skin or whatever, you can, like, put less throw and go closer. Yeah. But you have to be conscious that you're doing that kind of thing. So that's what they're doing. That's what they're saying they're doing, at least. It may just be a thing, parody or something, but probably not. So they're putting a deep needle and then going like this. So this guy's tattoo is going to be horrendous.
Yeah,
it's going to heal like shit, and he's going to be like, that bloke back there does shit tattoos, mate. Don't go to him. And he's going to be oblivious to the fact that it was because he called they them bro.
Yeah,
probably, unless they have mentioned it and just didn't put that on the tweet. But you know. It's all about me, isn't it, with narcissistic people?
It's just like, take it with grace and just do a good tattoo.
Yeah.
That's how you win.
That's how you get them back.
Yeah. And then you could, like, educate him or whatever next time he comes back to you for a mint tattoo, but instead you're just going to be a cunt because you're full of hate and, like...
Yeah, like, it's just... I get it, it's traumatic, isn't it? It's trauma that's happened and stuff, and it's like a way to try and get over that. But then it's like, if imagine the opposite of that. You did this mint tattoo on the guy, and he's like, oh, cheers, bro. And you're just like, you know, you've been bro for like the last 20 years. Like, what difference does one more day make of it? Like just to like, whatever, you're at work. This guy's like ignorant. Well, if he's snickering, it's like he may be being a prick himself.
Yeah.
But I think a better way would still be to be like, look, mate, if you're going to keep doing that, I'm not telling you.
Yeah, you've got the right to refuse.
That's a better way. Because you're actually, like, standing your ground then. You're not being sly and underhanded and weird about it.
I feel like dude and bro is becoming also more gender neutral.
Yeah, like me and Bethany, we called each other bro the whole time.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, our whole relationship was just like, bro. And that was fine. She didn't take offence at that. I didn't take offence at that.
But I think it's because, like, you're comfortable in your
broness
skin, aren't you?
Yeah. Yes. So that's probably enough of that conversation in it, because we'll start getting offensive about that.
I don't think there's
if we
been
keep going.
a
It's not
single
bad.
episode where we haven't talked about something controversial.
And that's why them 168 people love
Keep
it.
coming back.
Or maybe it's going to go down to 165. Just like that one time we said the word we're not allowed to say anymore. And our followers dropped by exactly the one that was watching it. Which is funny. In a way. So, anything else you want to talk about?
Does the riding the tube thing actually hurt more? Is that just added
Well,
there
no,
for
what they're
extra?
saying is they're going to like hang the needle out and then ride the tube. So they're saying instead of going in the like 1 mil you want to go in, they want to go in 5 mil.
So the whole tattoo is going to be blown out?
Yeah, it's going to look horrendous.
Okay.
And that's why that guy's going to be like, your man in the shop like this shit tattooing. Look at this. I wouldn't go there, mate. Look what that. And he's going to say the word. He's definitely going to say the word. He's going to be more hateful towards your people now.
Oh,
And he's going to be like, this
yeah,
is
good
what
point.
tattoos look like.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go and get an tattoo off an because they look like this.
Yeah. 100%.
And then his mates are going to be like, yeah. And then them is going to be all like, I didn't want to tattoo them anyway. And that's fine. But some people who aren't against it, or some people who are even pro that, are going to see that and be like, bit childish. I'm not going to go and get tattooed by them.
Yeah.
Like, imagine how risky it would be to get, if that's what they do, if they perceive you.
If you say the wrong
They're
word.
saying that he was doing it in snickering, no.
Oh, okay.
So we're saying that like he's done it on purpose, let's assume, for this. But there's still a chance that you do it by accident and then get like the needle like digged into you. It's like, sorry, mate.
No one wants to walk on eggshells around people.
Yes.
Was that posted on the group?
It might have been. I can't remember, honestly. Can't remember. Ink masturbator. Will I bleep that bit? Okay.
Yeah, probably. Bye.
Bye then. Should I do something not controversial quickly, just so it's like ends on like a good thing?
I don't know.
We've said bye, so even if this bit doesn't go in, it doesn't matter.
You could just show a picture of a nice tattoo and be like, oh, here's a tattoo.
Yeah, okay. We'll just stop it.